minutes of warm-up time prior to kickoff.
USL Soccer is back in Music City. Tonight, it's Nashville SC hosting North Carolina FC. It's been a scorching hot day in Middle Tennessee, but there are no temperatures high enough to keep those raucous fans from pouring their hearts out for North America's hottest team. It is game night for the Nashville Soccer Club, and you are looking at a place that has never seen anything less than a home side take a full 3 points in USL action. This is the fortress of First Tennessee Park on a gorgeous evening in the state's capital. In just a few minutes, a capacity crowd will pack this stadium once again. But first, we welcome you up to our broadcast position. I'm John Freeman, joined by former Vanderbilt head coach Ronnie Woodard. And Ronnie, what a run Nashville has had, unbeaten in 10 straight games. That's the longest streak in North America. What has Gary Smith's squad done to accumulate so many games unbeaten?
It's certainly been a great streak. And let's talk about the acquisition of midseason people of Allen and Jome. Jome is incredibly athletic, has a great wicked left foot, can deliver a ball, and Brandon Allen comes into his first game in the U.S. Open Cup, scores a goal, and goes on to score 3 in his next 4 matches. They are a formidable force.
We'll find out if Brandon Allen and Ish Jome are in the starting 11 in our next segment. But first, let's send it down to the third member of our broadcast crew. It's not a Taha down on the field.
It's been such a busy schedule for these Nashville SC boys, so I spent some time with Coach Gary Smith before the game and talked to him about how he's utilizing the depth of this roster.
19, 20 players that I trust impeccably. You may well see 1 or 2 of the guys that are making more appearances than others, but you know, through the core of the group, I generally keep some sort of stability and some cohesion. Hence why you see guys like Michael Reed, Liam Doyle playing regularly. That spine of the group is important to try and keep intact. But the rest of the guys are first-team players, first-choice players. They're individuals that, as I said, I trust wherever we go, whatever the circumstances.
We'll see what Coach Gary Smith decides to do tonight. I'll be on the field all game, and I'll be giving you updates. Back to you, John, Ronnie.
Thank you very much, Nada. As the teams are ready, they have warmed up. The starting 11s are in. We will reveal them when we come back. It's Nashville SC and North Carolina FC opening kickoff coming up. Back at First Tennessee Park, let's dive right into the starting 11 for the visitors. It's North Carolina FC revealing a 4-4-2 formation. The strikers up top, Daniel Rios and Marios Lomas, have scored 10 of North Carolina FC's 16 goals this season. Looking at Nashville's lineup, a 4-2-3-1 for Nashville SC. The player, the last line of defense, it is Matt Pickens, coming off a spectacular 5-save performance against his old club, Tampa Bay. North Carolina is led by Colin Clark in his 6th year at the helm. Played in the 1986 World Cup for his native Northern Ireland. There is Coach Clark, his team coming in with just 14 points this season, sitting 13th in the table. And they will face one of the hottest coaches and hottest teams in the North American soccer landscape. It is Nashville SC, led by Gary Smith. The English skipper says this is a must-win game for his team. He says we got to win every home game we play. The official today, Lucas Spalla, 3 red cards in his last 5 combined USL games. The longest unbeaten streak in North America. It's right here in Music City. And it is on the line once more under the lights in Nashville. North Carolina in the road blue and Nashville in the gold. And quickly it's Lomas, the striker, the left-footed cross towards the Smoky supporters section. In early North Carolina FC showing its fangs.
Well, North Carolina came flying out of that initial touch into the game, and I think Lomas just made a clear statement that he means business throughout the match today, going straight for goal.
If you're just tuning in and you're wondering why we're not in the 30th minute, that's because there is a 30-minute weather delay. There is a stray thunderstorm behind the stadium about 4 miles away, and the rule is if there's a lightning strike within 4 miles of the stadium, they have to delay play. So that's why we're starting late. And I think it might just mean the crowd will be a little bit rowdier than normal tonight.
And not wet. We did not get a drop of rain.
Nashville building the attack. It's Jome chopped down. All eyes head to the official, Lucas Spalla. Jome's not going to get the call.
Hard to get that call 1 minute into the game. Even if it was a foul, it's really difficult to start off an initial touch in the game with a penalty kick.
Ronnie, we talked to Gary Smith earlier this week, and he said part of the game plan is to start swinging early. He wants a quick corner kick, a quick shot on goal for his Nashville team.
Yeah, he's got to have a lot of momentum going into this very quickly. He's at home, they're comfortable, they've had solid week of rest and recovery as a group, and they should be really prepared and fresh to get after this team. You know, North Carolina played a game on Wednesday, and then here they are on the road. So you could see Nashville should be really in an attacking mindset right now, right from the very beginning of this game.
North Carolina's game on Wednesday, a 4-2 barn burner against Ottawa, in which North Carolina FC had 3 goals in the first half of that game and just blitzed the visitors in Cary. Here comes Nashville on the attack with Lebo Maloto. Surveying, rolls back to Bolu Akinyoti, who was disappointed in the World Cup results today as his native Nigeria fell to Croatia 2-0. Ball nearly turned over in the midfield. It was a heavy touch from Graham Smith, intrepid midfielder for North Carolina FC. Nashville sitting on 20 points, unbeaten in 10 straight. There's a chance with a bunch of results going their way and 3 points tonight against North Carolina that Nashville could end up as high as 2nd in the Eastern Conference standings. It's highly unlikely. They need just about everything to go their way. When you look at their last 10 matches, Ronnie, 6 wins in them. They have never accumulated less than 3 points on this field at First Tennessee Park. Undefeated at home. Magrassa stirring the attack. Into the attacking third, Kimura. Reed lets it roll by towards Maloto. Collected by Akinyoti. The boys in gold will reset out of the back with Liam Doyle.
Look how high Nashville is in their attack.
Jome trying to make inroads. Can he get there around the inline? He can. Centering cross. Allen was in the area.
John, we almost saw the connection between Jome and Allen. 3.5 minutes into the game. Look at this. Jome's speed gets in behind. Watch this explosiveness. Gets in behind. Look at this great left-footed ball that's set back. It's got to get past that first defender. However, Harrington did a great job of protecting that near post for North Carolina.
That was what Gary Smith wanted. A quick moment of danger for Nashville right out of the gates. And they are pushing hard here against North Carolina FC. They've got the visitors pinned back. It's Justin Davis who's ventured forward. Jome has had an active start. He's earned Nashville's first corner kick. This Jome was signed in the same week as Brandon Allen, the 23-year-old. 12 appearances in MLS last year for Minnesota United. He's assisted Brandon Allen on this field in the last home game. Coca-Cola corner kick set to be delivered. It's Lebo Maloto to provide the service. It's hooked in, back post, headed away. As far as Kimura. Reinserted by Doyle, lofted high, loose ball following is Maloto! Was it bound for the net? We may never find out. It results in a corner kick as it clanged off of a defender.
Wow, he caught full throttle this ball laid in by Liam Doyle. Look at this strike by Lobo. Oh, fantastic. He did want a handball though, I believe.
Second corner coming in. Maloto lofts it high. Jome got ahead to it. Kimura thought about a strike, pushes it wide for Jome. Likes it on his left foot more. Jome, low service. It's cut out in the ends by the center back, Michael Harrington.
I think I would have liked to have seen Jome take that on his right foot and run that end line and try and drive a ball back across the face of the goal.
It's a blistering start for Nashville. They've been like lions let out of a cage.
There's a definite pep in their step right now, isn't there? All their backs are getting forward. There's movement off the ball.
Other than the first couple seconds of this game, North Carolina FC hasn't had a touch in their offensive end as Rios, the striker, down on the floor. Keep up to date with Nashville SC all season long by visiting NashvilleSC.com. Access the latest team news, content, merchandise, ticket offers, promotions, and more. Check out NashvilleSC.com today. Let's take a look at what happened to Rios. Stray arm from Bourgeois, but a bit dramatic.
Yeah, nothing that the normal game isn't going to give you.
Nashville bombarding forward. Davis trying to connect with Allen. Goes as far as Maloto.
Great touch by Maloto. Tight space.
Always the most creative player on the field when he steps on it, Lebo Maloto.
And so far today, he's been so incredibly active. He's gotten the ball on the left flank, central. He's combining, he's getting forward. I really like the movement and how dynamic Lebo Maloto is so far today.
How well worked is this? Allen, his connection with Maloto, still being a pest. Pump forward to Lomas. Foot race with Doyle. His foot off the accelerator for a moment as Rios was bearing down. Crafty touch from Davis. It'll be a Nashville SC throw-in.
Davis did a good job keeping that ball going so it didn't get stuck at that first line of defense that North Carolina was giving. It's really important when you're serving a ball out from the back that you beat that first line of defense for the opposing team so that they can't get that ball and counter and come right back down at your goal. So Davis did a great job of keeping that alive.
Poor touch by LaGrassa. Turned it over in the midfield. Push backwards to Connor Tobin, the center back. 31-year-old defender. Swung wide for Miller. Taylor returns to Miller. Closed down by Davis. Touch up top by Tobin, and the attack dissolves at the feet of a midfielder in Miller. Game starting to settle after a hot start for Nashville. And a delayed start at First Tennessee Park, a 30-minute weather delay. Lightning strike just outside the stadium right before kickoff. The teams were in the tunnels ready to roll. We were as well. And then the fans were sent to the concourse. I think they may have just spent those 30 minutes with a few more libations.
Thinking there's a lot of items to partake in when you get into that concourse that might be quite appealing on a weather delay when it's as hot as it is in Nashville today.
It's going to be a rowdy night. It always is with those supporters here.
Sometimes we get mesmerized up here in the booth and just watching them and listening to them.
10th minute of action. Nashville's been the brighter side. Here's Maloto, the South African. Tireless Michael Reed. Percussive passing as Davis trying to get to the ball in the corner. First time service lofted towards LaGrassa. Put it away as far as Maloto. To weave through a couple tackles. Coyote, the last player to touch it, and a blast coming from Davis. And it never threatened the goal of Alex Tambakis. That's what you get when you sit in the bandbox. Potential souvenir. Select ball of the USL.
But you got to make sure you're paying attention, because if your head is turned, you're leaving yourself open to a possible head injury, especially when someone like Justin Davis is getting a hold of that ball.
Here's a turnover in the midfield, and it's Lebo Maloto marauding forward in the first shot of the game. On target is an easy save for Alex Tambakis.
Yeah, a little impatient by Lebo on that decision. He had numbers going forward, and I think he just saw an opportunity. He's kind of been feeling it in this game so far, and so he thought he would give it a go.
Tambakis putting a spot of bother out of Allen, bearing down. He cleared away with his non-dominant foot. Rare piece of possession for the visitors. Taylor, the outside back. Trying to seek Lomas out. Dutch striker able to collect in front of Liam Doyle. It's back for Smith. In the midfield for Canziora. A turnover here as Lomas running back onto it. Centering cross off the leg of Liam Doyle. It'll be the first corner kick of the game for the visitors from the state capital of North Carolina.
Lomas has been a bit pesky as the game has started. So what he just did prior to earning this corner kick was he ran out in front of Liam Doyle, and he pulled Liam Doyle as a center back away from the goal, which is making them vulnerable if he could have gotten a service off to the ball that's back in behind in that dangerous space.
Coca-Cola corner kick, the first of the day for NCFC. And it's Stephen Miller who hooks it in, out swinging, heading back post. Tobin got ahead to it. Never threatening the goal of Matt Pickens. And well, Tobin did score off of a corner kick in their last game, and well, if he scores tonight, he may bust out his familiar celebration. He's known to pull out the robot.
He's got a little rhythm. We did see that.
Your go-to move at Duke house parties back in the day?
Oh, the running man for sure. Come on, was there any question?
Was the running man around in your time?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it was.
There's a poor turnover, a couple jump balls. Tobin wins out. Taylor is at an active start. It's Route 1 football for North Carolina FC. Very direct, going from the backs immediately to the forward line. Cross whipped in, back post. This is dangerous. And it's off the head of Austin DeLuz, and that's a player that when we talked to Gary Smith, the Nashville SC coach, he said we've got to shut down Austin DeLuz.
Austin DeLuz is incredibly dangerous on that left flank. He's tricky. He has a wicked ability to serve a ball left-footed or right-footed, and he's just a talented player. And so, you know, I think Kimura is going to have his work cut out for him today.
Another poor turnover in the attacking third. Kanziora to run around the tackle of Bradley Bourgeois, dug out of there by Bolu Akinyoti. Now Lebo Moloto wants to spring the counterattack. Behind the play, Connor Tobin went down in a heap. He had a collision with Brandon Allen.
Yeah, that can't feel good if you collide with Brandon Allen. That's a big body, big, strong man.
North Carolina FC players are pointing over at the assistant referee, seeing if he had seen anything from Allen, and you saw what Tobin
Tobin's
thought
claiming
happened to him. And
yeah,
so there was a stamp from Allen.
That's what it looks like, and Tobin's upset. He's still talking about it. Let's see.
The right of your screen, watch Allen in the yellow boots, in yellow.
Yes. Yes. The replay is showing us that there was an altercation between
Now was it
the two?
You know, Tobin wants a stamp, and Allen's going to get a yellow card.
You know, I have to tell you, I know it's early for that, but I do believe that unfortunately Allen did get a stomp on that back foot. And I think he is a little guilty of this one. I know it was in the heat of the play, but you could clearly see it on the replay that he did come in a little bit high on that back foot.
Well, Lucas Spallo, the official, he's been known to pull out cards, 3 red cards in his last 5 games in the USL. One of those games that he didn't give a red card, he gave 9 yellow cards in it and kept all the players on the field. Carolina much better here in the last couple minutes. Deleuze, the captain, slipping it into Lomas. Flag stays down, squares it across, and flubbing the shot was Rios. Rios still a chance at it. Closed down by 3 Nashville SC defenders. And that may have been the best chance of the game for either side, Ronnie.
What a great run from Lomas. Darting little tight run to get to the end line. And as we talked about a few minutes ago, getting the end line, drawing that ball back across the grain to almost the second 6. And then Rios just took his head off the ball and lifted it up, and he missed his opportunity to be a star. Just a poor technical breakdown by Rios.
Don't miss out on any Nashville SC content, prizes, promotions, and behind-the-scenes action. Follow our handle, Nashville SC, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat today. So an eventful first 17 minutes here at First Tennessee Park. A yellow card, a couple good scoring opportunities. The yellow card going to Brandon Allen. You could make the argument this game could very well be 1-1. Ball sent over the top towards Rios. Spun around in the middle to LaGrassa. Moloto trying to turn. Closed down by Graham Smith. Nashville will build out of the back at the feet of Justin Davis. Reed, Davis, patient build up. Nashville 67% of the possession here in this first half.
Nashville's had the ball quite a bit, and they're doing a good job of maintaining possession. Although they haven't had a great look on frame yet. They haven't been able to unbalance the defense enough to get a good look on frame and have the other keeper make a save. But they're keeping possession in the back to the middle third and going side to side and keeping North Carolina moving.
Special guest in the house tonight. Those young men on the drums. That is the band The Weeks, as they've been recruited by the supporters to provide the percussion tonight.
Only in Nashville, John, can you get rock and roll superstars to come in to play the drums in the supporter group for Nashville Soccer Club. There they are, right there in all their glory. Nothing says Nashville like having rock stars in your fan group.
Now, the funny story about the Weeks is when Nashville SC played Colorado, the Rapids in the U.S. Open Cup, the Weeks are friends with Tim Howard, the Colorado goalkeeper, and after the loss, they got tattoos with the goalkeeper.
Yes.
You know what the tattoo said?
In an interesting place, too, if I might add.
Yeah, it said, "Gold don't rust."
Yes, it did.
Here's Ish Joam, the left-footed cross towards Allen.
Which is one of the Weeks' songs. However, can we talk about the location of where that tattoo was placed?
Actually, we can't, as we are
we can
on
just
public television.
We can just leave it to everyone's imagination. Again, Joam with a wicked left foot.
Rios closed down by Bourgeois.
Good defending by Bourgeois, playing through the physicality of that battle right there.
Bradley Bourgeois was a player that started the season on the bench. London Woodbury got injured in practice after the opener against Louisville City, and Bourgeois hasn't given up his place in the lineup ever since.
Well, he's a great story, right? He got his moment to make an impact, and now look, he hasn't come off the field. And I would safely say that he has been one of the best defenders that Nashville's had thus far. He's athletic, he's great in the air, he's been good with the ball at his feet, incredibly effective.
Liam Doyle slams the ball deep downfield, and Joam's touch let him down in the end, but it's enough to earn a throw in for Nashville SC into the attacking third. That's where they found most of their attack, on that left side. Davis's cross denied by Tobin. It's as far as Lebo Maloto trying to gain the inline. Double teamed over there. Joam, first time service towards the head of Matt LaGrassa. Save made by Tambakis.
Great save by Tambakis. Really good individual effort from LaGrassa. The ball served from the left flank. Here it is right here. Joam puts his left-footed ball on it again. LaGrassa puts the ball back where it came from, so it has the goalkeeper moving. Because as the ball served in, he has to adjust his angle for the first ball that's served in that's going to LaGrassa, and then LaGrassa takes him on the movement to the far post.
It's the best chance of the game so far for Nashville. It results in their third Coca-Cola corner kick. It's Lebo Maloto to send it into the mixer. William Doyle and Bradley Bourgeois in there. It comes in, flicked along, rolls as far as Doyle. Trying to collect it before the sideline. Kimura rolling it back for Davis. Tees up the left foot, curls it back post, chance again! And the sliding shot from LaGrassa, he couldn't get his foot around it to turn it on goal.
We had two players open on that back post. Here's Justin Davis on his left foot, playing that ball back in behind, unmarked. Bourgeois and LaGrassa just couldn't quite get to it.
Just a little hop, just too high for LaGrassa.
But a good effort.
Really compelling game here, end-to-end stuff. As North Carolina FC trying to punch back, and well, their former employee, Boluak Yodi, who played last year in Cary, North Carolina for this visiting team, comes in with the slide tackle. Deleuze, the captain, outed by Kimura, puts it in towards Rios. The Mexican striker can't get around it. Secure your place in line for MLS tickets and don't miss any of the action in 2018. Purchase your season ticket memberships today at NashvilleSC.com/season tickets and receive a 10% discount on purchases at the Nashville SC online shop. Did a little shopping there for Father's Day.
Did you?
Hat.
Very nice. And it's good to see your family in the stands today, John.
Oh yeah, coming all the way from Virginia.
Your fiance, your mom, your dad in time to celebrate Father's Day tomorrow, sitting right in front of us. It's good to see them here.
Put it with the shout outs. Do that all night.
We're just getting started.
Joining a capacity crowd tonight as North Carolina FC looking for the first goal of this game. Cross coming in. It's Kimura who is first to it.
Kimura had great defensive stance on that inside shoulder and was able to clear that away safely.
Deleuze's cross banged away by Liam Doyle. Lone man up top in Brandon Allen. Deleuze is tracked all the way back to reclaim the possession. And That's coolly done by the captain to find Tobin. Look how high Nashville is pressing run.
They're trying to get the ball in a higher space on the field so they can be closer to goal. What that does do is it could leave them open to a counterattack. So it's very important that Doyle and Bourgeois read service. And what I mean by that is when there's no pressure on the ball and North Carolina has it at their feet, if they can look up and serve a ball in behind, that back line for Nashville has to make sure to drop off and read the service so that they're not turning it into a foot race facing their own goal. Vitally important if you're going to play with a high line, the ability to read service from the opposing team.
On the other end, look at North Carolina FC slinking back and putting all 11 behind the ball.
They're playing definitely compact.
Nashville at the gates of this North Carolina defense. Neat combination work to free Brandon Allen. Claimed off of the defender of Tobin. Allen recollects. Allen's service was deflected by Tobin. Another corner kick for Nashville.
The good news so far is Nashville's continuing to press the goal and getting corner kick opportunities.
This is the 4th Coca-Cola corner kick for Nashville SC. Just the 26th minute. Bradley Bourgeois has ventured into the box, the best leaper on the team. Oluwakiyodi in there as well. Kimura.
I sure would like to see Kimura take that player 1-versus-1 in that final third.
Reed chipping it back post. Grasa, a little more positive touch. It would have been a dangerous situation.
He knows it, took his eye off the ball, took a little unfortunate bounce.
Perfectly picked out by Reed.
And wide open, LaGrassa got lucky. The defender dealing with him had fallen. He was all on his own. A little bit of an unfortunate touch and a missed touch by him. Olu, a boss in the air.
Possession going back, though, to the visitors. Deleuze. Ziora. Kean trying to keep it in bounds. That stayed in. Much to the displeasure of Brandon Allen. Nashville will finally get what it wanted. A throw-in just on the opposite side. Game really starting to settle, Ronnie. Both teams able to have some spells of possession as Allen chopped down.
Could have been a bit of a payback.
Quick restart. He's picked out Matt LaGrassa. Offside flag is up.
From our angle, I can't really say if he was on or off. Let's take a look. Quick restart. I do like that idea from Allen. Still hard to tell from our angle. Got to trust our side official on that one. He seemed very confident with his call, though. He was very quick to put his flag up.
That's half the battle, right?
No hesitation, that's right. I believe he's also the same person that signaled to the center referee about the Allen yellow card, too. So far, he's been dialed in and he's very confident in what he's seeing on the field. There's the man.
It's the most love you've given to an assistant referee all season long. One glorious offside call.
Must have been the fact that finally one of them was made an impact on me. I'm not sure. I wonder if he can hear me in his headset.
Might get a new Twitter follower and he watches the replay. Lomas. Scored 4 goals in his last 6 games. The Dutch striker. Deleuze was winding up for the cross.
That's just unlucky. All he can do is just kind of smile about it.
Well, a Bronx cheer from the crowd and a salute from Deleuze back to him. Those turf monsters hit you every time.
Yeah. They're dangerous.
Now, to give him credit, he did fall where the third baseline is on the baseball field, so there's a few fluctuations in elevation where that sod was put in.
I wasn't sure you were going to mention that.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Here's Davis into the attacking third. Left-footed cross comes in, and Tambakis easily claims.
Davis has got to pull that ball away from Tambakis, and now what he did was Davis getting forward. Tambakis played the ball to the exact space where Davis is now recovering. Good heads-up play by Tambakis.
Nashville recovers back to defend. Guillen flips it in towards Lomas, got a head to it, and Matt Pickens makes the save.
The general flying.
Marios Lomas is a pure striker, Ronnie. The 23-year-old has been dangerous from the opening whistle.
That looked a lot easier than what it was. If you looked carefully, Matt Pickens was leaning to his right. Lomas had the ball back across to his left, and he had to change his momentum and make that save.
And if he drops the ball, it's an easy tap in for Daniel Rios, his other striker.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful. He's got to hold on to it and make sure he doesn't leave a half chance out there.
LaGrassa making a bombarding run that Tobin has to deal with. LaGrassa still in a battle. And LaGrassa's one out possession just outside the 18. Help arriving in Justin Davis. Now it's North Carolina FC's turn to defend.
So far, Nashville has really favored this left side of the field for their attack, haven't they? Thank you, Liam Doyle, for switching the point of attack. And we're offside.
Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. 32nd minute, Ronnie, from First Tennessee Park. Two teams that we expected maybe a little bit more of a high-scoring affair. North Carolina FC coming off a 6-goal game against Ottawa, a 4-2 win at home in midweek action. And Nashville SC normally humming at home, normally scoring in the first half at home on this field. They've done it in all 3 of their home games, but they've not done it so far tonight. Nashville usually very hot starters. In fact, they've only trailed at halftime once this season in 15 games, U.S. Open Cup and USL action combines. Here's a chance, Melodo trying to thread it through for Ishjom. Tried to get there before the end line, and he did. High service to LaGrassa, it's Melodo! Nearly 1-0. And nearly Lebo Melodo's 5th goal of the season.
Look at the athleticism of Jome to get to that end line. LaGrassa did a great job of laying that ball back into Melodo, and then Melodo just a hair outside. I wasn't sure if Jome was going to get to that ball.
It's a good look at Lebo Melodo. He's taking the most shots on the team, now at 30 this season. Leads the team in minutes as well. Gary Smith called him a true team player. Can pass, can score, can defend. He does it all. This is game 1 of a 4-game home streak for Nashville SC in USL action. They will travel to Louisville City for midweek action, but that is a U.S. Open Cup match in the round of 16. Oh, Liam Doyle didn't deal with that. This is dangerous. It's loose at the penalty spot. Rios takes a hack at it. Rios another hack at it, and it's Doyle who cleans up his own mess.
Looked like there might have been a lack of communication. Doyle pulled out of that clearance. Ball stay alive, very dangerous. Pickens looks like he's coming for it.
Look at Doyle get up, though, just in time.
Just in time. I think it more so hit him rather than him making the save.
Does set up the Coca-Cola corner kick. Stephen Miller standing over. Looks it outwards. Took a skip in the box. But if Matt LaGrassa can get there, Nashville can go off to the races.
Here comes the counter.
He's sprung Michael Reed in the midfield. Reed pokes it along. Lebo Maloto with an acre of space in front of him. Reed continues his run. Maloto puts it onto his right foot, trying to find Brandon Allen. And North Carolina FC recovered just in time, but Nashville reloads with LaGrassa. LaGrassa's service, heading back post. Maloto just over the crossbar. It's another corner kick, though. It must have deflected off of a defender. And Nashville continues to knock on the door. Is there one in the first half for Nashville SC?
Yeah, I think that deflected off of Taylor's head very briefly.
Coca-Cola corner kick from the far side for Lebo Maloto. Swept into the top of the 6. Kimura lining up the volley. Would have been coming to him on the back post almost every single corner kick, and he made up his mind he was going for goal. Just couldn't get his laces on it.
If you watch him right here, his hips are off center. Looks like he took his eye off the ball just a bit, took a full swing and just skirted off the outside of his right foot. If he had caught it, though, man, we'd be talking about that goal for days. I will say, though, we've seen some technical breakdowns in the final third by attacking players that could have been goals so far for both teams today. Which is good news. They're creating opportunities to get into those dangerous spaces, and now we'll see who can fix it.
Foul called in the midfield on Nashville. Puzzled Lebo Maloto.
I believe he thought he deserved that, and it should have gone the other direction, which I may not disagree.
One back in the midfield by LaGrassa. Allen springs Maloto, weaving his way forward. Overlapping is Joam. Puts it on his left foot. A step over for Joam. The cross comes in. LaGrassa nearly got there. Had a second chance at it, though. Sliding to keep it in bounds, and then LaGrassa got hit when he went to the floor. It's going to set up a free kick for Nashville SC.
Yeah, he got bladed right there on the end line.
And a yellow card.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. He did.
There's a yellow card for Austin Deleuze. He becomes the second player tonight to go into the book. Joining Nashville's forward Brandon Allen as the two players who have been shown a card by Lucas Spalla. It's essentially a corner kick from this position, Ronnie.
Yes, it's within a yard or two of the corner. But again, Nashville is very dangerous on the left side with the ability of Joam, Doyle, and Justin Davis to be able to serve a great ball on that left foot. This is a really good opportunity for Nashville.
Coca-Cola corner kick here in the 38th minute of the first half. Justin Davis will provide the delivery. Clear the first man in Deleuze. Routed by Reed as far as Kimura. Reinserted towards Bourgeois. Center back was lurking in the area, as he always is, on set pieces. So we do have a replay of what happened in the corner that resulted in the Austin Deleuze yellow card. Woo.
Yeah, just a little late. I don't think there was any malicious intent. I think Deleuze was doing everything he could to stop LaGrassa. However, he went to ground. He came in a little bit high and a little bit late, and you know, referee is going to make that decision every time.
Bourgeois shoulders down Rios and then gives him a little stare as well. Soccer fans, pick up the latest NSC gear today online at shop.nashvillesc.com or come by our team store located at 650 Rundle Avenue. Rios played in the Mexican 2nd Division. He's on loan from Chivas Guadalajara, a massive club in Mexico. It's the 4th time the 23-year-old forward has been loaned out in his career. He's had 6 goals this season to lead his team. He's got his eye on the prize tonight. And the man in the way is Bradley Bourgeois, who's been tracking him all evening. It was announced this week, Nashville, 6,110 season tickets sold. That is a USL inaugural season record. This place is absolutely packed.
What else is there to do on a Saturday night in Nashville? This is the greatest game in town right now, John.
That says everything. There's plenty to do on a Saturday night in Nashville.
That was exactly my point.
Thousands here.
There's so much to do, but this is the place to be.
Gary Smith said all of these wins, the home atmosphere, being undefeated at home, now the expectation to win is on Nashville SC's shoulders every time they step onto this pitch.
Well, everybody wants to break a streak. So you've got North Carolina coming in here, and everyone's biting and scratching to climb the table as we get to the midway through the year. And it's just important to secure games that are at home. When you have fan support like Nashville has, and the crowd environment that Nashville provides, it just plays as if you've got an additional player on the field.
Michael Reed in a rare wide position. Ball finds its way to Lomas. One back by Bourgeois.
Bourgeois has been solid.
Melodo with room to turn. Surveying his options. Nashville fidgeting with the lock of the defense. Flip towards Melodo. Gets there, cuts it back. Lebo Melodo weaving his way through, pokes it towards Allen. Chance here, Allen deflected off a defender.
I think one touch less by Lebo Melodo and Allen would have put that ball away.
One back by Kimura. Nashville with its foot on the gas and Allen offside.
Trying to separate himself. He was too tight in an angle with Melodo, trying to pull himself away, and it was just a quick early to get behind that back line and thus in an offside position.
Allen, the 2016 USL Rookie of the Year, acquired just weeks ago, a purchase from the Bethlehem Steel. Scored in his first 3 of 4 games in a gold jersey, US Open Cup and USL combined. Another new signing is Joe. Finds Brandon Allen in the midfield. Bourgeois venturing forward. Sideline to sideline stuff for Nashville SC. Gary Smith loves when his teams possess in the Tennessee Heat. So it wears the opposition down as they have to defend. Joe marauding forward. Thrust it towards Brandon Allen, and now Rios bringing the counterattack. Quickly switched to Austin Deleuze. Deleuze, the captain, cuts it onto his right foot, fires, and it's just wide.
We'll get another look on that replay that's about to come across. Take a look. Well, we don't see it. Prior to that, Loomis made this sharp cutting run across the face of the goal, and what he did was he drew the Nashville defense with him, thus leaving Deleuze open on that far side for that look on frame. A near miss.
Deleuze, not much of a scorer, just 1 goal this season. through 12 games for North Carolina FC. Reed, can Nashville nick one here before halftime?
Little shirt pull there between Reed and Smith in the middle of the field.
North Carolina's really clogging that corridor. Nashville having to go down the sides. The high press extracts the possession. Deleuze finding Rios. Who's behind the Mexican forward. Melodo inverted on the right side. Goes it back for LaGrassa. Cross-field switch for Ish Joe. It's headed out by Taylor. I think we're going to get much stoppage time in this one. Maybe the last chance for Nashville in the opening 45. Rios. Trying to switch it. It climbed off of the torso of LaGrassa. That by Pinero. Just 1 minute of added time. Last thrust here from the boys in goal. Melodo, it's a heavy touch. See how frustrated he is, kicking it off the advertising boards. Had a couple chances here in this first half, Melodo.
Yeah, and frustration isn't what we see from Lebo a lot. He's usually calm and cool and is a fierce competitor, but we usually don't see him be a little bit hard on himself like that.
Dying seconds of the first half. Give North Carolina FC credit. On the road, they have not sat back. They've attacked as well. Looking for a compelling game. Still 0-0 though. Ish Joe, the step over, turns on the Jets. Joe into the box, squares it across. Players falling around and rolls to Matt LaGrassa. Will reset it to Kimura. Surveying, flips it towards Joe. Rolls as far as Davis. Justin Davis with the final touch of the first half.
Yeah, going into halftime, I'm just not sure we can get more quality services out of Jome than we did this half. I really think Nashville's got to think about how to get on the end of those because he has been incredibly effective on that left flank today.
Well, the first half ends in a flurry of opportunities for Nashville SC, but the teams head into the locker room tied at 0-0. Nashville SC looking to stay in playoff position and move up the table. They've got 20 points, and they're trying to get 3 more tonight in front of their supporters who scream their lungs out every time they make their way to this stadium. It was a rain-delayed or thunderstorm-delayed first half, but once things got going, boy, did they get going. An action-packed first 45 minutes from First Tennessee Park. When we return, Arnada Taha will take us inside the club. 0-0 at halftime.
Hey guys, it's Nada down here on the field. We just finished our first half, and we're gonna go into a video right now. Everyone's so into the World Cup, obviously. So we had some of the boys play a game of FIFA, a friendly game of FIFA. So watch now as Bradley Bourgeois and Justin Davis play as Spain and Portugal.
Scissors?
All right, I'm not wearing red.
So that doesn't make
You go red on red.
No,
I'm not wearing red.
go white. All right, hey, come on,
Not
ready?
wearing red. What are we doing?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Love that. Go white.
What was that?
That's paper. I won. I've already won one.
What are you talking about? This is the first game we've ever played today.
Are you sure?
Starts with Pepe in central defence and a partnership
Nothing but
with
class
these
out
two
here. Just
strikers up
passing the
front.
ball.
Offside, look at that.
That's
You gotta stay onside.
That's crap. Look at that. Tiki talk out here.
Sergio Busquets. Costly
Oh, he's in?
against a side that can break like this.
No.
Whole time. What'd I tell you? I played video games in 10 years. 10 years. What button? Celebration.
No.
Oh! So big opening goal there. Saw the center back was high, similar to Bradley in the game. So we played over them and just got a quick goal. Hasn't even been Ronaldo time yet. Similar to Bradley.
I'm telling you, that entire video is hilarious. You can watch the whole thing at all the Nashville SC social channels, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. But when we come back after the break, John and Ronnie will give us the highlights from the first half.
The band The Weeks is in the house, and right now they are watching a 0-0 deadlock between Nashville SC and North Carolina FC at halftime. It is our Nissan halftime as we welcome you back to First Tennessee Park. I'm John Freeman, joined by former Vanderbilt coach Ronnie Woodard. And Ronnie, looking at North Carolina FC, they are 13th in the Eastern Conference table, but they were competitive tonight right out of the gate.
This has been an excellent game thus far. It's been exciting. It's gone end to end. You've seen good defensive plays. You've seen some creative attacks. And I think that this just shows you the depth of the league and how you can step on the field against any opponent and have a good match.
Now, Nashville SC, there's a stat there that isn't on our screen. Nashville completed 292 passes in the first half. That's 132 more passes than North Carolina FC. How do they turn passing accuracy and connection into a goal?
Well, a lot of their possession was in their back to the middle third of the field, and they were tight little 10-yard balls, right? Once they opened up the game and they were going left to right and trying to unbalance the North Carolina defense, they were far more effective. And I think what we saw was Jome in behind consistently on that left flank. Nashville's got to get in the locker room and make sure that they have a better organization of their runs into the box to get on the end of those services, because Jome's having a great day.
Team still into the locker room. I'd love to be a fly on the wall to hear what Gary Smith is telling his team.
Well, I was watching him a little bit in the first half, and I don't think he was overly pleased. He looked a little bit frustrated at times. I think that he expected a little bit more, perhaps on the conversion of their opportunities. They had 5 corner kicks in the first half, and they didn't convert one of them. And I think that's an issue from Gary going into the second half.
Nashville and North Carolina FC tied at 0 in front of thousands of fans at First Tennessee Park. Our first half highlights coming up after the break on our Nissan Halftime Show.
Hey there, soccer fans. Again, Skywatch 17 meteorologist Colleen Melberg here with a look at that forecast for this evening's game as we are heading home and wrapping things up. Still a very warm and muggy night with those temperatures in those mid to even upper 80s. No rainfall to worry about for tonight's game. Very light wind. We could use a little bit more to help it make it feel just a bit cooler. As we go through the rest of Father's Day weekend, it's going to be hot. Daytime temperatures in the 90s. It'll feel closer to 100 degrees. So for tonight, good luck and let's go Nashville.
Thank you, Colleen, for the weather. It is a hot night, but it hasn't kept out thousands and thousands of fans here at First Tennessee Park as they seek the first goal of the evening. Still 0-0 at halftime as we welcome you into our broadcast position at First Tennessee Park. Joined by former Vanderbilt head coach Ronnie Woodard. I'm John Freeman. And Ronnie, 45 down, 45 to go. What do you look for in the next 45 minutes for Nashville SC?
It's got to be about conversion. Right? They've created opportunities. They've gotten to the end line. They've driven the ball back across, but there's been no conversion and no reward for the effort of the buildup, and the opportunity to score a goal just hasn't been there. Actually, I should change that. The opportunity's been there. The conversion hasn't.
Let's take a look at some of those opportunities as we pull up our first half highlights. And, well, North Carolina FC got it started out pretty quickly right out of the gates. But first, we'll take a look at some Nashville SC opportunities. This is one of the better ones of the game, the Jones service. He continues to seek out Brandon Allen in the box.
Jones had a great first half. His ability to get to the end line and strike that ball back across the grain has been incredibly effective. That left foot has been lethal throughout the entire day.
There's a big save from Alex Tambakis, the Greek goalkeeper. And then for North Carolina FC, they certainly have some venom as well. A couple lofted balls into the box. Austin Deleuze couldn't get a hold of that one. They did bother Matt Pickens. Here was a botched clearance by Liam Doyle. Daniel Rios had a couple chances at it, and it was Doyle with the final clearance. And then just a few more chances to close out the half for North Carolina FC. It's Austin Deleuze sending it just wide. Well, those were our first half highlights. Teams heading back out onto the field. And Ronnie, if you're North Carolina FC, how do you stop this Jones and Brandon Allen connection?
They're going to have to move their feet a bit quicker on that side. Jones stepping over the ball. He's always going to that left foot. Taylor on that right back side for North Carolina is going to have to learn how to take that ball away and take that foot away and force him to his right foot in order for them to neutralize him. If they don't do that, Jones is going to continue to run that end line and serve balls back across.
It's going to be a busy second 45 here at First Tennessee Park. Team scoreless. Nashville SC 0 and North Carolina FC 0. The teams back out onto the field as we get ready for the second half. And, well, there are the visitors from North Carolina. Taking a look, don't see any changes, and it's a spirited huddle for Nashville SC. Gary Smith called this a must-win game, Ronnie. He said Nashville SC has got to win all of their home games in this competitive and tight Eastern Conference. It is vitally important that Nashville picks up 3 points tonight.
There's no doubt about that. Every game is vitally important, and I think that's the point that Gary Smith makes consistently when we're talking to him week in and week out. Every game matters. Any points you left on the table are points that you've lost and you can't get back, and so you've got to come out fighting.
Play back underway. Nashville in the gold and North Carolina in the road blues. Nashville will be attacking towards its supporters. Gary Smith has told us countless times he loves when his team can go towards their supporters in the second half. He says it feels like the ball is almost being sucked into the goal.
Let's see if that's going to work. Nashville would love that ball to be sucked into the goal from their supporting group right now.
It's happened before on this end multiple times at First Tennessee Park. 2 goals in the second half in Nashville's last home game. Lebo Meloto stunner and an Allen win. Goal late in the game, a 3-1 win versus Penn FC. Remember, Nashville SC riding a 10-game unbeaten streak. That's wins and draws included. It's the longest streak in North America amongst active club teams. Can they keep it alive tonight, or North Carolina FC pick up its biggest win of the season, or are we in where we started, all square? North Carolina FC just 1 win in 5 games on the road this season. However, in those 5 games, Ronnie, they've scored in 4 of them. It's a team that usually plays a high-scoring match no matter where they play. Nashville, they would like to oblige to that request. Get to a shootout if needed. Agrassa came spilling down. Meloto. Kimura. Continue to prod away on this right side. Agrassa. Turning inwards. Akinyoti.
The patience of Nashville so far has been good. They've got the ball at their feet. They're moving it laterally. They're going side to side. If it's not on, they're stepping on it. They're knocking it back, maintaining possession, trying to unbalance that North Carolina defense.
Keep up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7 by following @USL Soccer on all social media platforms. It's a calculated, patient start for Nashville out of the locker rooms. Just fidgeting with this lock of this North Carolina FC defense. Going sideline to sideline. Kimura, the Japanese midfielder, cuts inside. Left-footed service towards Brandon Allen, and it's Tobin who rose higher.
Well, here's what I liked about that.
Davis looking back post. Meloto was arriving. And North Carolina FC under fire. It was a crucial header from Aaron Guillen, recovering just in time to deny Meloto.
That was a great defensive header. Here it comes back in on that back post. Perfectly delivered ball by Davis. And cleared off to safety. Excellent job.
It is Coca-Cola corner kick number 6 of the evening for Nashville SC. In the 49th minute of a scoreless game. Jome brings it down in the box. Bourgeois was lurking. Rolls all the way back to Meloto. He will reset with Allen in front of him. And Doyle hanging around in the 18. It's sent towards Bourgeois. Bradley Bourgeois just wide. Well, he kept himself in the play. The center back got the service he desired. He just couldn't steer it on the target that Alex Tambakis is defending.
Here the ball comes in from LaGrassa. Perfectly weighted ball in behind. Bradley beats him to the space, trying to put the ball in the proper space, but just a little bit wide.
It's a spirited start in the second half for Nashville, Ronnie. Almost 5 minutes in, they've had almost all of the possession. Tambakis, the goalkeeper, made one MLS appearance for Atlanta United. Actually, the first signing in Atlanta United history. Tambakis was.
Tambakis has been solid tonight. He's made some quality saves. He's cleaned up some balls that have been served into the box. And he's done a nice job of keeping in a clean sheet in the back.
When his agent told him that he was the first signing for Atlanta United, he apparently went on the computer and Googled where Atlanta was. He had been playing in Greece. Now built a nice career here in the United States. Meloto trying to slip through for Allen. Didn't weight the ball well enough. Look at the work by Boluak and Yodi.
Wrecking ball.
Numbers flooding forward. LaGrassa, first time delivery. There's Guillen in the way to slam the door shut. Spirited start for Nashville. They continue to press. We got North Carolina FC pinned back. Davis trying to turn on the Jets. Ended up fouling Stephen Miller. Got his body in the way. And moving outside back for Nashville.
I actually think that Nashville got a little bit lucky on that call, because if North Carolina had maintained possession, Nashville was caught uneven in their defense there, and it could have been suspect to a really quick counterattack from North Carolina. This gives them a chance to get back behind the ball and see the field again.
This ball's headed down to the path of Rios.
Rios right inside of the 18 with an opportunity on goal.
Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportsamerica.com. Davis found a sliver of space on the left wing. Pulls it in towards Meloto. Attack destroyed by Guillen.
North Carolina John has done a really nice job of taking away any passing angles from Nashville's defenders directly into the feet of Allen or Meloto. They're taking away those angles in the midfield and getting in those passing lanes. Thus, Nashville has to play wide in order to get any looks on frame and to get in behind the defense. They've done an excellent job of limiting those balls into dangerous spaces.
The supporters trying to stir this stadium.
One of my favorite cheers they do, John. It's right there.
Trying to will this team forward. LaGrassa's found a pocket of space. Had a perfect trap to his chest to make that into an opportunity. Nashville can nick one here. There'll be a roar across the Germantown neighborhood. 55th minute, scoreless game. Brandon Allen on his horse. To beat the ball to the end line. He gave a little shove in the back of his defender, and he has got to be careful. He is sitting on a yellow card.
Ooh, he's got to be cautious right now. A little bit of an unnecessary contact on the across the end line by Allen. Sitting on a yellow. Got to be careful at this point in the game.
Lucas Spalla in a discussion with Aaron Guillen, and Guillen continues to argue with Spalla.
I think we can all see why he's upset. However, at a time and a place, it's time to let it go and move on. The call wasn't made. The conversation wasn't had with Allen. He's made his point, and now let's get on with the match.
Take a look at it. Watch the little nudge from Allen right near the end of this play. It's enough to send Guillen into the advertising boards, and it's innocuous in the end, but if you have a yellow card, that is not something you want to do.
No, Allen's got to have a little bit better gamesmanship than that. You know, Nashville's better with him on the field.
Nashville's better with 11 players on the field. Now Lucas Spalla, the official tonight, has been known to dish out red cards. 3 red cards in his last 5 USL games. Gave 9 yellow cards out in the game earlier this year as well. 9.
It's a full day of work.
It's a lot of ink.
That post-match report must have taken him hours. Finally, an entry ball into Allen's feet.
Meloto at the tips of the 18. Combines with Reed. LaGrassa asking for it. It's delivered. Flipped it wide for Kamura. Pondering the cross. Whips it in. Tambakis off of his line. And claims it before Joan can come crashing in. North Carolina FC this season on the road, every time they've gone on the road, averaging the opponent's first goal. They haven't, on average, conceded until the 58th minute of each game. About to enter the 58th minute in just a few seconds. Joe. Reed, the captain surveying, sends in the cross, and LaGrassa was trying to get behind Guillen. And Tambakis right now just playing center field, Ronnie.
Nashville's going to have to get a little more creative in their attack. Right now they're serving balls into the box, and Tambakis is just doing a great job of reading the service and picking them up very cleanly. And they've not been dangerous thus far.
speedy Joe attacking Taylor. The deliver inside for Maloto. Busy second half of Alex Tambakis continues. We're possession in the attacking end for North Carolina FC. Lomas going to force Bourgeois to ship it down the line. Quick throwing goes back towards Lomas, trying to gain the in line. Tough to get around 22 in gold. More athletic defensive players in USL.
Bourgeois and Doyle are definitely going to have to pay attention. Loomis is so dangerous. If he gets an open look and if they take their eye off of him, it could be really dangerous for Nashville.
Here comes Lebo Maloto. Connects in the middle with Michael Reed. Swings it wide for Joan. The first touch was heavy. Nashville reloads at the feet of Boluak and Yodi. Home side with 66% of the possession in this contest. Reed slips it through. LaGrassa onside. Squares it across. No one home. Davis comes crashing in on the slide. And he was first to it, but it goes out for a goal kick.
That slide that we just saw from Davis on the sideline is the slide I would like to have seen from Allen inside of the 6-yard box.
It was the heavy touch by Joe.
On his left foot, too.
Nashville's a team that really doesn't normally have a whole lot of touches in the box. In fact, in this 7-game unbeaten run in USL for Nashville, they're averaging just 14 touches per game in the opponent's 18. The thing is, they're quite efficient when they do get those touches.
Well, we've seen that so far today. When North Carolina does get into that final third, they're very effective in the quality of balls that they're playing in, and they've had high percentage looks on frame that they've had so far today, and very dangerous.
Daniel Rios, the dangerous Mexican striker, leads North Carolina FC in goals this year with 6. It's 2 more than anybody on Nashville's roster. Taylor, lofted high. It's drawn the interest of Matt Pickens. Nashville SC's next home game will be on Tuesday, June 26 against Indy 11 at First Tennessee Park. Single game tickets are available online at NashvilleSC.com. It's Michael Reed, the captain, who's down. Up until the Tampa game, Reed was the only outfield player for Nashville that had played every single minute of the season. There were questions about some substitutions late in the game for Gary Smith, where he didn't bring in Michael Reed as Tampa Bay was bearing down. But talking to the coach this week, he said, we looked at the fitness stats and Michael Reed had just played so many hard minutes that we would have risked injury bringing him in.
Sure, and you know, Stacey Daniels, the strength and speed and conditioning coach for Nashville Soccer Club, does such a great job of monitoring the well-being of these players. And we can revisit that in a few minutes and talk about the technology that they're utilizing on the field. But it was vital for Michael Reed to get some minutes off of his legs in order for him to be able to make and succeed the rest of the season and play as large of a role as he does.
Yeah, the spark notes of the story is that he would have endangered Reed for injury. There is Stacey Daniels, the fitness coach, warming up some potential substitutes for Nashville SC. He comes to the game armed with an iPad that keeps track of players' accelerations and heart rates as well, and helps inform his team and his coaches on who they may pull off of the field when they're thinking about making a substitution. North Carolina FC trying to nick one here with Lomas. Traps it in the box, takes it onto his left foot. Was hindered by Bourgeois, and then Lomas touched the ball while he was on the ground. Continuing on our discussion about fitness, Nada Taha is down near the Nashville bench. What do you have for us, Nada?
Yeah, I spoke to Stacey earlier at the end of the first half, and he told me that using his technology, he discovered that Ish Joam was the fastest player of the first half and ran the most during the first half. And I think that says a lot about the play on the left side in that first half.
Certainly does, Ronnie. The play was almost all down Ish Joam's side. Still couldn't produce a goal out of it, but a couple real good opportunities, and North Carolina FC has had a hard time containing Ish Joam's speed.
He's been incredibly effective every time he touched the ball. He's had one bad touch this half, which we've already discussed, but in general, he's been incredibly effective and dynamic.
And here he is at a full gallop. Ish Joam sprinting into the attacking third. A step over. Joam on his left foot. Got shouldered down. Tambakis claims it. Joam appealing for a penalty. It happened right in front of the supporters section. They will join the appeals of Joam.
Fans did not appreciate that step over from Tobin over Joam as he was on the ground.
Now North Carolina FC on the other ends. Miller. Embargoed by Liam Doyle. Smith. Long switch for Guillen. Canziora. Tobin. Too far for Taylor, and he can't keep it in. Here's a look at the last attack from Nashville. A chance for Ish Joam. It was a little shoulder by Tobin. Just knocked him off balance. And you said there was a step over here, Ronnie.
Oh, we just missed it. Yep. Clipped away right before we saw it.
Kimura. Nashville seeking its first goal. Reed tried to square it across. Was denied in the end by Guillen. Who was in goal, continue to press. And North Carolina FC continues to look for the long ball. They are on the hunt, Ronnie. Nashville pushing forward. Joam. Still Joam. Hauled down in a set piece and a good spot for the home side.
Again, they can't stop. They have no answer for Joam right now. When he faces up and he starts running at a defender, North Carolina has no choice but to put a body onto him. And this one happens to be in a dangerous part of the field.
Joam is a handful. They've had a hard time controlling his speed. It was DJ Taylor who chopped him down. Two players standing over the free kick. It's Michael Reed and Justin Davis in discussions. The center backs for Nashville have been brought up. Liam Doyle and Bradley Bourgeois in there. Of course, Brandon Allen always dangerous on set pieces. It's Michael Reed who will provide the service. Sends it back post towards Bourgeois. Nearly got a foot onto it. How is he always the man open, Ronnie?
Bradley's timing getting into the box is fantastic, and he's just a warrior. He puts himself in the middle of groups of people and in situations that sometimes you might deem dangerous for a player to put themselves in the middle of, but Bradley Bourgeois has no fear, and he goes after and attacks every ball that's inside that box.
Can't make the next match? Head to one of our 34 Middle Tennessee pub partner locations. Official pubs of Nashville SC are the perfect place to grab a pint, talk soccer, and watch every match of the 2018 season with fellow supporters. For a list of locations and more, visit NashvilleSC.com. Our town, our club, and our pubs. Listen to this supporter section right now. They are trying to rile up this stadium.
Looks like we have a substitution coming in.
And it's one that the supporters will absolutely love. It's the golden boy, Ropapa Mensah. Tied for the team lead in goals this season with 4. He became an instant celebrity when he scored the club's first ever goal in a preseason friendly in this stadium against Atlanta United. And the young 20-year-old Ghanaian in a scoreless game steps in.
Now you're going to see Nashville Soccer Club with a little bit different style. When Allen's in there, he's more of a target. He's running against that back line, trying to unbalance them, trying to sneak in between their gaps. Whereas now you've got Ropapa, who has just sheer speed and athleticism. So not only is he powerful, but he has the ability to outrun balls that are placed in between the seams between those two central defenders. You're going to see Nashville playing a little bit different now once he's joined the game.
It's Aaron Guillen who's slow to get up. 24-year-old from El Paso, Texas. Has 8 MLS appearances for FC Dallas in MLS. Was red carded in a fight earlier this year against Indy 11. And he seems pretty injured here, Ronnie.
He looks shaken
Questions
up
on whether he'll be able to continue. Medical support provided by Vanderbilt Health.
Yep, they just gave the thumbs up. I think he might be staying. Just a little shaken up, it appears.
Here's the look. LaGrassa came in. Ooh.
Oh,
I think it was two knees colliding. Guillen rightfully taking his time. Not a player that sees a whole lot of minutes, just 900 minutes in 3 years combined.
I think Guillen's feeling a little bit targeted. This is the last couple of hard tackles have come against him. He's probably starting to feel a little bit of fatigue and a little bit beat up from the last few altercations he's had.
It's going to get down to that time where we see which team is the most fit. It's around 90 degrees at kickoff. Nashville's players have been utilizing cryotherapy and compression boots to help recover. They had a whole week off while North Carolina played a midweek game against Ottawa. Gary Smith said he knew this was such a grueling schedule that he recruited players he knew would keep care of themselves, real professionals that would be able to navigate and recover, eat the right things, recover the right way. Going as far even as looking at their Instagram accounts as he was searching for players to sign.
I think that Nashville is built on discipline. And I think it's built on respect.
Here's a chance. The shot that clanged off of Nashville's defense. It was Canziora who had the offering, and it'll be a corner kick for the visitors.
So just to touch briefly where we just were, the respect goes very deep. It's a respect that Nashville Soccer Club has for their coach, Coach Smith, and respect that Coach Smith has for each of these individual athletes. And I think that's why there's such a great chemistry and such a fun group to watch right now.
North Carolina FC's third corner of the day will have to wait as substitutions coming. T. Shipolani will take out Austin Deleuze, and it's a dual substitution for Colin Clark. He will also bring in Kyle Becker, a Canadian national team member who has 18 caps for his native country. And Ronnie, he's a player that you really like when we were scouting this squad.
I thought he was incredibly dangerous when I was watching their game against Bethlehem, and I was a little surprised to not see him in the starting lineup today. He had really great chemistry. They were playing him wide because Miller had been hurt, but he and Taylor made that right flank incredibly dangerous in their combination play and the ability to get forward. So I'm going to be interested in see if he's going to come into the middle of the field or if he's going to come out wide right now.
There's a look at Shipolani, who's been with this North Carolina squad since 2010. Give you perspective, Ropapa Mensah was 12 years old when Shipolani joined North Carolina FC. Coca-Cola corner kick easily dealt with by Justin Davis. That shot comes in, and Pickens was sure to see it out. It was a wicked rip from way outside. I think it may have been going wide.
Yeah, I'm not sure Matt knew exactly where his goal was, so better safe than sorry and just covered that near post. And here's Becker again. He comes into the game and he's immediately serving set pieces, which is something else that he's very, very good at.
Coca-Cola corner kick number 4 for North Carolina FC. It's a scripted play off the training ground. Guillen. Attack dissolved at the forehead of Justin Davis. Tobin, the center back, in a peculiar position. And that's why he plays center back. Not too comfortable on the wing, is he, Ronnie?
I'm just going to let that one sit.
Tobin in his 4th straight start. Started the season with a lingering calf injury. Just now making his way into being a regular in the lineup. Doyle trying to send Jome on his way. Stout defending from DJ Taylor, who's had his hands full, the 20-year-old. Tough task to defend Ish Jome all night.
So Austin DeLuz came out of the game a short while ago, and we didn't get the opportunity to address the fact that he comes from a long line of soccer. His father is the Wake Forest women's soccer coach right now and has done incredibly well with that program and consistently in the NCAA tournament. And Austin plays at a really high level consistently. He grew up with soccer in his life, and it's great to see him still playing in the state of North Carolina.
I think DeLuz just hit the limit tonight with a midweek game and another game in the heat here on Saturday.
And he put in a lot of miles that first half.
Mensah trying to turn around his defender. Initially, Lucas Spalla wanted to play on, but it's better to award Nashville the free kick. It's a good opportunity for a team that's very dangerous on aerial duels, especially with Ropapa Mensah in there. He scored on a header on his first touch against the Colorado Rapids in the U.S. Open Cup win last week.
Well, when you've got targets in there like Doyle and Bourgeois and Akinyoti, I mean, you are automatically at an advantage. They're fierce inside of the box, so this is a really dangerous opportunity for Nashville.
Davis sends it in. Bourgeois heads it back towards the face of goal, and it's Tambakis there to claim it. How does Bradley Bourgeois get to it every single time? It will happen one day for that man.
I certainly hope that one day he's going to be rewarded for his effort. So Tambakis just got the ball and tried to knock it straight down the middle of the field, exactly where Bourgeois was recovering to, trying to catch Nashville, which was ineffective because the rest of the North Carolina team wasn't quite in the same mind thought that Tambakis was.
It's time to vote for today's Budweiser Man of the Match. Find the poll at the official Nashville SC Twitter account at Nashville SC. No goal scorer yet. Matt Pickens hasn't had to make a lot of saves.
No, but you know, you want to ask me who my man of the match is so far?
I'm going to take a guess. It's probably 17 in goal.
You are correct.
That would be Michael Reed, the captain.
No. I do like Michael Reed. However, I think Ish Jome has had a great game today. I do think Michael Reed has been fantastic, but I think you give everybody their day, and today Ish Jome has been incredibly effective on that flank, and he's been almost unstoppable.
I think that poll might switch drastically if Nashville can score a goal here. It's Justin Davis in the 77th minute in front of his standing supporters. Corner comes in, and it down and just wide! How is Nashville SC not on the board?
Inches. That was inches away.
It was Boluak and Yodi, and then it was Mensah as well, if he had just been able to get a foot onto it.
What a brilliant ball from Justin Davis. Akinyoti getting up, battling. And Mensah's trying to frame that in far post, and the ball just gave an unlucky bounce right over his foot. It's coming. I think it's coming for Nashville.
It's going to end up being a throw-in for North Carolina FC. You wonder, is there a moment of brilliance from that man, Lebo Maloto?
He's been quiet in the second half as opposed to how effective and dynamic and how often he touched the ball in the first half. So I think he's still got a little bit more left in him.
Maloto, 4 goals, 2 assists this season. 3 of those goals have come right here at First Tennessee Park. In fact, he scored in his last 2 games on this pitch. Nashville has gone from knocking on the door to banging on it to trying to break it open. On a day packed full of soccer across the world, is there a winner deep into the night here in Music City? A game that was delayed by 30 minutes because of a thunderstorm to start. Nashville's going to bring some firepower in. It's Alan Wynn. He'll replace Matt LaGrassa. And here's Wynn's first contribution. Melodo. Swung wide. Kimura returning it to Melodo. Weaving his way through traffic. Sent towards Jome. Off the back of a defender. Justin Davis has latched on. And Davis's latch is heavy. Natataha is down on the sideline near the Nashville SC bench. Has some information on this substitution with Alan Wynn.
Yeah, I eavesdrop a little bit on the conversation between Coach Gary Smith and Alan Wynn, and he just told him he wanted him to come in with a lot of energy and put a lot of pressure on the back four.
That's the scouting report on Alan Wynn, isn't it, Ronnie? Put pressure on the back four and be full of energy.
That he's going to bring to the game. He's got fresh legs. So I think this is a good substitution by Coach Smith. LaGrassa was running and running and running and put in a lot of miles. And so now we've got some great fresh legs in Ropapa and Wynn, still unbalancing that back line of defense.
Davis. Question asking run by Davis.
Can't give that ball away in transition right there.
Is North Carolina FC just trying to hold on now?
No, I don't think so. I think they're trying to get 3 points. I think they're going to happily settle for 1 at this point in the game.
'81st minute. Just announced another capacity crowd. Tonight's Ashton Real Estate attendance, 9,047. Had to wait an extra 30 minutes because of a thunderstorm delay. Now they've waited over 80 minutes, still hoping for Nashville to get on the board. Try and pull 3 points out of this game against a defiant North Carolina FC team.
Ooh, that's a bad turnover. Just knocked that ball right out of bounds in our back third.
A rash challenge from Akinyoti.
The first tackle was okay, but then he went to ground and was just a little late.
For North Carolina FC, one, you get to take your time on this free kick on the road. But you do ponder what you're going to do here, Ronnie. This is a good opportunity for a team on the road. They haven't had too many chances here in the second half. I'll have a free kick and a very good player to take it in Kyle Becker, former MLS player for Montreal and Toronto. Look at that second half possession stat, 72-28. Instead, to take the free kick, it's Michael Harrington, player with over 250 MLS appearances. Back spinning ball. Bourgeois got nudged in the back, still able to get his head to it. Reed's touch continued to run away from him.
Anyone that sets up on a set piece and knocks a ball into the box against Nashville has to be very cautious of the ball placement because of the fact they've got Bourgeois, they've got Doyle, they've got Davis, they've got Michael Reed in the middle, and they're all excellent in the air. And oh, let's not forget Bolu. So it's really difficult to serve a ball in the box against Nashville.
Mensah down the line. It's Aaron Guillen who will watch him every step of the way. There he is, Nashville soccer celebrity. He's putting 50% of his shots on target this season. Just has a knack for the goal. Despite his age, a very composed finisher in tight situations. Davis in the 84th minute. Doyle, they've pinned North Carolina FC back. Doyle loves a left-footed service. Denied by Becker, but it rolls as far as Joan, combining with Wynn. Slips it through for Maloto. Hold down in the box.
No call.
And no call from Lucas Spalla. Nashville reloads with Wynn. They've got their foot on the gas. It's Reed. Kimura overlapping. Maloto. Still Maloto. Trying to find Kimura. Denied in the end by Harrington, and now North Carolina FC on the run with Shipalani.
Wow.
Would have been a crucial penalty kick for Nashville. Instead, it's Taylor now into the attacking third, followed by Joan. Stolen away by Davis. Mensah has made a space-clearing run. Maloto brush forward for Michael Reed, slaloming his way through at a full gallop. It's Michael Reed! Save made, Tambakis.
He struck it well. Just right on Tambakis.
It would have been his first goal for Nashville SC. It was a swerving ball too, Ronnie.
He took a big prep touch, took a look, struck it well, but it was just directly at Tambakis' hands. And it was an easy knockdown from Tambakis because no one was there for that half chance. I'd like to see Nashville play a little quicker.
Alan Wynn. Maloto. Mensah. Still Ropapa Mensah. Solid defending from Harrington. Bourgeois was almost there. Lomas trying to keep his balance. Does well to connect with Becker. And now Shipalani with room to move in the midfield. When tracking back, Shipalani spills down, and the crowd's not going to like that. And Michael Reed probably saying there was more of a touch on Lebo Maloto when he was in the box, but we all know the rules are called a little differently in the 18.
The worst part about that call is that Nashville clearly had possession and were going to be breaking free because they were catching North Carolina in transition.
Against the run of play, can North Carolina FC nick one? It's Kyle Becker standing over the free kick. Hasn't committed a large amount of players forward. Becker still pondering his delivery. Smith was low and driven. It was wide all along. And Maloto downloads the pass. Flicked along to Michael Reed. The captain surging forward. Switch for Alan Wynn. Mensah arriving in the box. Kimura overlapping. Alan Wynn deflected and cleared away by Becker.
Look at how quickly North Carolina got back to protect the goal. They had 8 players behind the ball by the time Wynn was getting that ball off of his foot.
And Marios Lomas will check out, and in his place is Donovan Owalu. It's a forward for forward substitution. Owalu, Cameroonian player. He's 21 years old. Does have a goal this season. Jome on the left wing. Has Davis in support. A couple step overs for Jome, and he's earned the corner kick.
I love his step overs when he faces up 1 versus 1.
Tonight's Budweiser man of the match, voted on by you, is number 18, Matt Pickens. He may pitch a shutout tonight. The Nashville SC hoping to come away with 3 points. The crowd stands in the 88th minute. The corner kick from Lebo Maloto. Swung in, headed along, and just wide. It was Ropapa Mensah Is there a goal in this for Nashville? They are running out of time, but they continue to mount up the opportunities. It looked more dangerous coming off of his head than it was in the end. Tambakis had his far post covered.
Except he was a little bit out of position. He had come for the ball that was served and he left his goal wide open. So if Ropapa had gotten a little bit better touch on that, that was an open frame goal for him.
Gary Smith called this a must-win game. Said they need to win all 3 points at home. Nashville with its foot on the gas, but its tank on empty. Yodi in the midfield. Kimura has been adventurous on that right wing. The irrepressible Lebo Maloto arriving, couldn't get there. Wynn reloads, loves to take players one-on-one. Yodi asking for the pass, and it's delivered by Wynn. Now Jome. It's Jome. Saved by Tambakis.
I was just about to comment how much I like seeing Jome take out and go onto that right side of the field so he can chop back and strike a ball on his left foot, and here's a great example of it.
It's a comfortable save in the end for Tambakis. The crowd rises once more. The Coca-Cola corner kick in the 90th minute. It's Lebo Maloto who swings it in. Doyle got a foot to it, and it's off of his shin guard and out. And the chances now coming in a matter of seconds each time. And Tambakis will take his time, as will his team, trying to get this ball back into play. Three minutes of stoppage time. It's not a whole lot. There hasn't been a goal, but there was a lengthy injury for Aaron Guillen. The first minute of stoppage time we go. Doyle pumps it towards Mensah. Shipolaki had a foot to it. Akinyoti. Maloto. Wynn. Wide for Davis. Preparing the service. It comes in. Loose ball. Chance here. Jome!
Again, my man of the match, Jome. Here he is on the right side of the field now, lacing it up, striking balls on his left foot, cutting back in. I personally am willing the ball into the goal for all the effort that he's had today. Sneaks through. Jome attacks it on the left foot. Just outside the post.
His favorite left foot. Is there one more clear-cut opportunity for Nashville? They will rue their misses if they can only come away with 1 point. They move forward again. Allen Wynn has been a spark plug. A one-on-one against Taylor. Takes him to the inline and earns the corner. Crowd rises again. 92nd minute. Nashville trying to find 3 points in this one. Allen Wynn take the corner kick. Everybody forward. Wynn's corner comes in, heads back post. Pounded away by Stephen Miller. Kimura is the last man back. Owalo giving chase. Just 1 more minute to go in stoppage time. Bourgeois rising. Doyle trying to turn. It falls to Doyle. Centers it across. Headed away. My goodness, it's a flurry of opportunities. Wynn back for Davis. Onto his left foot. Throws it into the mixer. Headed across. And did that touch a North Carolina FC defender? The answer is no. That may have been the last chance of the game. NCFC is going to take as much time as possible. I think it may have hit a defender, but Bourgeois was offside on the header. It's a Kroger replay. Gosh, there's some chances flying in. And is Nashville out of time here? This goal kick has taken an eternity. Put us over the 93rd, 94th minute mark now. Nashville reloads, and they will try one last desperate time. It's Allen Wynn shrugging his defender off, and he's earned a free kick. And now everybody can flood forward. The yellow card is out. It's given to Stephen Miller.
Yeah, that's a good foul by Miller. He had to stop the attack. The only way he could do that was to commit a foul that far away from goal. Gamesmanship.
This is it. The final chance of the game for Nashville SC. It's Michael Reed, the captain, standing over the free kick. 8 players committed forward for Nashville SC. All 11 defending for North Carolina FC. 0-0 game, 94th minute. Reed's service, heading back post. Bourgeois got ahead to it. They score! Surely that's the winner! It's Ropapa Mensah! The stadium is shaking! It's the last touch of the game.
Michael Reed to Bourgeois, who plays it back across to Ropapa, who's framing the goal as he should, throwing his body in front of that. 3 points for Nashville. Excellent, excellent way to finish the game. Well deserved and a hard-earned win.
They willed this ball into the back of the net, Ronnie.
Well, we've been talking about it all day. Nashville's had ample opportunity with balls that have been served into the box, and we've consistently mentioned Bradley Bourgeois and how is he going to make an impact, and there we saw it. Ball was served across to the backside of the goal. He kept it alive, framed it as he should have, and Ropapa Mensah did what he does best, and he finishes a ball in front of the goal.
Soak in this moment. Soak it in. Music City, meet your first soccer star.
We love you too, Ropapa Mensah. Nashville loves you too.
Absolute pandemonium at First Tennessee Park. They waited late into the night, and on the final touch of the game, Ropapa Mensah delivers. And Nashville SC gets all 3 points tonight. They stay unbeaten. They continue North America's longest unbeaten streak. They would have stayed unbeaten if they hadn't scored, but they get the massive victory. And that man, Ropapa Mensah, delivers perhaps this club's most famous moment in its inaugural season.
And what a moment it was.
We have highlights in this one. We have final stats, but the one that matters, Nashville SC 1 and North Carolina FC 0 on a famous night at First Tennessee Park. Ropapa Mensah, the 95th minute goal, and Nashville SC wins tonight in Middle Tennessee. We'll be right back.
plans to get attendance when your Nashville Soccer Club takes on Indy 11 on Tuesday, June 26th. On behalf of Nashville SC, this is Chris Chapman. Have a good night. Please don't text and drive.
There he is, the man of the hour. It's Ropapa Mensah. He strikes at a very late hour in the 95th minute of this game. Nashville looked like they were bound for 1 point. A scramble in the box, and it's Ropapa Mensah who scores a famous winner that sends this stadium into absolute bedlam. Nashville SC thanks our corporate partners Nissan, Vanderbilt Health, Dex Imaging, Budweiser, Puckett's, Kroger, Heineken, Coca-Cola, MyTV30, and Fox 17. I'm John Freeman, joined by Ronnie Woodard. Have you caught your breath, partner?
No, I am still in awe of the sheer willpower of Nashville Soccer Club down the stretch. The pressing, the attitude, the mentality, the wits about them to put that ball back into the net, to draw the foul, and to actually finally find the back of the net in the final tick of the game.
Let's take a look at that final goal. It had been coming and coming and coming. We thought that Nashville may have gotten a penalty earlier in the game. It didn't go their way, and then they knocked on the door. A couple chances, a couple big saves by Tambakis, and here is the winner. Just incredible.
You can't even hear us over the crowd right now. It's amazing. Well-earned celebration, young man.
We'll stay up to date on everything Nashville SC. Visit NashvilleSC.com/fan club and become a member of our free fan club to receive the Nashville SC newsletter, special promotional offers, and discover all the latest team updates. Ronnie, we got to take some time to recover from this one. The players will be out here signing autographs for quite some time. Let's go ahead and take a look at what that late goal did for Nashville SC. It vaults them all the way up to 4th in the Eastern Conference standings. I know we're a long way out, but the dividing line for playoffs is between 8 and 9. But remember, in the USL, the top-seeded team in the playoffs, the top 8 make it, the top-seeded team in each match hosts a home game. Nashville SC has never lost at home, so clearly it's important for them to be above that 5 spot and tucked right into the top 4.
Well, and if you look carefully, Nashville's only really 1 point out. If you look real carefully, they're 1 point out a second. They are quickly closing this gap in the midway through this season, which is exactly what Coach Smith talks about every single week, is the value of getting 3 points. And I think that they did exactly what they needed to do today to make that happen.
So Nashville SC up to 23 points in the table. The Weeks, the band, well, they might have to come back.
No, they have to come back.
They spent all night banging on those drums, and well, those drums might break by the end of the season with the way things are going here at First Tennessee Park.
As we close out, John, let's make sure that we take notice of the quality substitution pattern in the second half. Both of the players that Coach Smith brought into the game changed the dynamic of the game. Wynn came in, gave a little bit of energy, and Ropapa-Mensah came in with a different energy and a different feel to that front line and gets the game winner. Game was incredibly well managed by Coach Smith tonight.
Well said, Ronnie. Nashville SC gets the victory tonight. Now this gold-plated rocket ship continues its ascension higher. We take a look at their upcoming schedule. It's going to be a busy schedule for Nashville SC. And it starts on Wednesday night. They got to refocus quite quickly. A crucial Open Cup game between Nashville and Louisville City. That game in Louisville on a natural grass surface at 6 o'clock Central Time. Gary Smith told us when we were talking to him earlier this week, he said, I'm going to field my best team tonight for North Carolina FC, and then I'm going to field my absolute best team again against Louisville City.
Coach Smith makes no doubt about it. He always plays to win. And let's be honest, the series is one apiece between Louisville and Nashville. And so this is a bit of a grudge match. And there is some bit of pride that's involved in this. We're very close in distance, and they had 2 great matches prior to this. And they also is this sense of wanting to continue to play to get the opportunity to play another MLS team in the Open Cup.
That Indy 11 game will be on ESPN News, a national television broadcast. And well, the nation's going to find out about that man, Ropapa-Mensah, who is becoming a celebrity here in Nashville. He scores the 95th minute winner tonight, deep into stoppage time. There's Marcus Whitney.
He's loving it. Let's not forget the quality of the ball that Michael Reed played into there. And then also Bourgeois, who we talked about consistently throughout the match on how he played a part in every single set piece and got a piece of it. And when was going to be his time? Well, his time was at the very last tick of that game when he framed the goal, put it back across, and made it so the Ropapa-Mensah can be the hero.
Ronnie, incredible game to watch, and thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Oh, it was a joy, absolute joy. You can't get any more exciting than this tonight.
And Ronnie, last question for you. Where does this rank all time in Nashville SC games? We've had so many good moments. We've had the Open Cup win against Colorado. We had the game against Atlanta United. I mean, we're checking off epic moments game by game here at First Tennessee Park.
And I think they're all a little bit different, but tonight was special. It's June in Nashville. CMA's just left last week. Everybody was here. This was the place to be. Nashville played a quality match, put 90+ minutes of hard work into this effort today, and then they were rewarded in the final second. I mean, it's a fan's dream to have the opportunity to spend this much time celebrating with the game winner right there. I mean, what a night.
Is Ropapa-Mensah ever going to make his way into the locker room?
I don't believe so. And you know what? What a guy. He's smiling, taking pictures, signing autographs, doing selfies. He's completely selfless right now, and I love what I see from him interacting with his fans. Look at that genuine smile.
Well, Nashville SC continues its unbeaten streak. It is up to 11 straight games. That is the longest streak in North America, but tonight they rock this stadium with a 95th minute goal. They had their chances. We wondered if it would ever come. Matt Pickens had to make a couple of big saves. North Carolina FC then defended for most of the second half. You wondered if it would come, and then finally, in the 95th minute, Ropapa-Mensah scores perhaps the most famous goal in this club's inaugural season. For everybody involved in our broadcast, I'm John Freeman saying so long from a wild night at First Tennessee Park.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.